A new character is unlocked. We had Zoe, who is Isaiah's sister, come out and gave us some tea. But let me tell you who Isaiah is. As you guys know, Ash has been married 3 times. The first one is the father of her daughters. The second one, who is Isaiah, who she divorced. And then we have Noe. That's the one she's trying to divorce right now. Ash and Isaiah were married for 2 years, and you guys probably will know who he is because this is where Ash started her journey as a prison wife. She actually did a YouTube video talking about her journey. She started TikTok talking about Isaiah and how she was going to marry him. That's the one she had a wedding for, where you see her taking wedding pictures by herself, where you see her holding on to the picture of a guy. That's Isaiah. She also has pictures of him and her daughters in prison as well, because she has claimed many times that the daughters called him dad.
I didn't have a feeling the first time I met her. I didn't have a feeling about it until she turned into who she really was, which was fake. So they knew each other from a young age. Like, we used to go to the same church as kids, all of us, her family, my family. We're all, it's crazy. Her cousin's married to my cousin.
Like, now the victim family speaking out, it's just annoying. It's annoying on my part because it's like, now they're trying to get clout for what? Like, not that they're trying to use their dad as an excuse, but it's the fact that, like, nobody knew who they were. Nobody knew who his victim's family was. And it's like, now they want to speak out.
Ashley Trevino is once again in the hot seat as a new wave of controversy has surfaced, this time courtesy of her former sister-in-law Zoe. In a shocking series of revelations, Zoe pulled back the curtain on Ashley's past, exposing hidden truths about her transformation, her relationships, and the chaos that seems to follow her wherever she goes. According to Zoe, Ashley wasn't always this crazy. Something changed. And it all started with clout. Zoe went on to detail Ashley's troubled relationships, including her divorce from Isaiah, which was allegedly sparked by infidelity.
I didn't have a feeling the first time I met her. I didn't have a feeling about it until she turned into who she really was, which was fake. So they knew each other from a young age. Like, we used to go to the same church as kids, all of us, her family, my family. We're all, it's crazy. Her cousin's married to my cousin.
But that was just the beginning. From the fraud allegations to shocking details about Ashley's personal life, Zoe had a lot to say. Let's break it all down and understand how Ashley went from being a quiet, drama-free woman to the social media storm she is today. One of the biggest takeaways from Zoe's live station was that Ashley wasn't always the person we see today. In fact, according to Zoe, Ashley used to avoid drama entirely. So what changed? According to Zoe, it all started when Ashley realized that her boyfriend's grandmother, Jeffer's brother, didn't like her. That moment seemed to trigger a shift in her personality. At first, it was subtle. She would make passive-aggressive comments at being mistreated and playing the victim in conversations. However, over time, her reactions became more erratic and attention-seeking.
She was not always like that. I guess you could say fame got to her head for sure, because when we first met her, I say met her, but I really mean like from the point when my brother got with her, which was 2019, 2020, something like that.
Yeah.
When she first came around, she was cool. She didn't do too much. She was never like drama, never started anything. Hold on. Let me back up. I'm lying. The only thing she did start in my family when they first got together was the fact that my grandma did not like her. That was the
The turning point, according to Zoe, was when Ashley discovered the power of social media. What started as occasional venting turned into full-blown dramatics. She realized that starring controversy brought engagement, and the more she exaggerated, the more people paid attention. What had once been a means of self-expression turned into an addiction to clout. Zoe clarified that Ashley wasn't famous in the traditional sense. She wasn't famous. There was nothing positive about her raise to being known. Instead, she became associated with messy feuds, over-the-top outbursts, and reckless behavior. This obsession with attention fueled a downward spiral, leading her to prioritize internet notoriety over personal relationships.
I really didn't decide to speak about it. It was kind of like spare of the moment thing, because I had posted a video of him. He just turned 30 today.
Oh, okay. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to him. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But I haven't been on TikTok in years. I was like, let me go post a picture of my brother. As soon as I did, the questions just started coming in. I have so many inboxes. I haven't even read all of them. There's so many people wanting to know, like, the truth, like, everything she said about him, was it true? Because I guess her OG followers know, like, she used to, like, say so much stuff about him. And a lot of people are just like, what's his side of the story? What is the truth behind what she's saying? Or something, so.
It became clear that Ashley was no longer the same person she once was. The need for attention, the online persona, and the increasing chaos in her life all seemed to stem from this desire to stay relevant, regardless of the cost. Many people wondered why Zoe was choosing to speak out now. According to her, she wasn't trying to stir up drama. Instead, she wanted to clear up the misconceptions surrounding her brother, Isaiah, and his relationship with Ashley. After Zoe posted a picture of Isaiah, people flooded her comments with questions about his side of the story, since Ashley had already shared hers. Zoe also revealed that she had been directly involved in Isaiah's divorce proceedings. Her brother had asked her to go to the courthouse and file for divorce on his behalf. Around the same time, Zoe received several screenshots that suggested Ashley had been using a debit card linked to Isaiah's name. On top of that, rumors swirled that Ashley had opened credit cards under his identity, accumulating debt in his name without his knowledge.
It started because I went to the courthouse and filed my brother's divorce for him. I went to the courthouse, filed his divorce. There was a signature from the papers missing, and it was one of her signatures. So I went to the police station where she lives, because around the same time I had got a screenshot of her holding up a debit card from Capital One that had my brother's name on it. And so a lot of people were sending it to me, just like, hey, you need to be aware this girl is stealing your brother's identity. Apparently she opened a credit card in his name. So I had actually, when I went to the courthouse, I had went to the police station, and they told me that they couldn't pick up any charges or do anything about it because I had to go to the city where she lived.
These allegations were not only shocking, but also raised concerns about potential financial exploitation. In response, Zoe decided to take action. She went to the police to report Ashley for fraud and to make sure she signed the divorce papers, waiting to put an end to the financial mess Ashley had allegedly created in her brother's name. She described feeling both anger and frustration at how someone who once seemed trustworthy could resort to such actions. But in the surprising twist, when Zoe arrived at the police station, she found out that Ashley had already filed a restraining order against her. The irony was hard to ignore. It seemed like Ashley had anticipated Zoe's next move and had taken steps to protect herself legally before Zoe could proceed with her accusation. This maneuver not only caught Zoe off guard but also added another layer of tension to their already strained relationship. One of the biggest bombshells in Zoe's revelation was the real reason behind Ashley and Isaiah's split. According to Zoe, Ashley cheated on Isaiah with his best friend. People in their circle had witnessed the affair and reported it back to Isaiah. The betrayal hit him hard. He had trusted both Ashley and his best friend, believing they were two of the most important people in his life. What made it even worse was that Isaiah had allegedly given Ashley an out. He told her that if she wanted to be with someone else, she could go ahead and do so. But instead of being upfront, she chose to cheat on him with his closest friend, someone Isaiah had grown up with and considered a brother. For Isaiah, this wasn't just about losing a partner, it was about losing trust in someone he considered family.
Not doing anything else. So he was upset only at the fact that it was his best friend that he heard. Like, anybody else, he probably would have just brushed it off.
Oh, I see. But the best friend? Damn, Ash. Miss Ashley Trevino. Okay, so I don't want to bring up the kids, but what would you say it was her parenting? So more focusing on Ash, how would you say her parenting was? That grin said a lot.
She only had her kids when I asked her to bring them over with her.
Okay. Interesting analysis here. Okay, so do they still have any sort of communication? Ash and your brother? No?
No. I know there's this, I guess she says like, oh yeah, I still put money on his books, I still talk to him. None of that's true.
So your brother's completely already over her, and there's no more love there?
No, not at all, no. Actually, I just got off the phone with him. I was supposed to go live at 7, and he called me, so I had to kind of postpone that, but yeah. I asked him, I'm like, what are your true feelings? And he's like, I don't have nothing to say to her. I don't have any love for her. Mind you, she still has his first and last name tattooed on her. And he's asked her to cover him up for years and she won't.
The emotional weight of the situation left him questioning everything. Had their relationship ever been real? Had Ashley ever truly loved him? Or had she always been looking for something? or someone better. To make matters worse, Ashley couldn't seem remorseful when confronted. According to Zoe, she dismissed Isaiah's pain and even tried to justify her actions. Isaiah, on the other hand, was crushed. He reportedly spiraled into depression for a while, struggling to process the heartbreak and betrayal. Friends and family had to rally around him to help him move on, but the scars ran deep. Zoe made it clear that her brother was devastated. The betrayal didn't just end their relationship, it completely shifted the perception of love and trust. And for Ashley, it was yet another chapter in a long history of chaotic decisions. Another major point Zoe touched was on Ashley's parenting. According to her, Ashley was rarely seen with her children unless someone specifically asked her to bring them along. In Zoe's words, Ashley viewed her kids as a burden. Most of their lives had been spent at their grandmother's house, often for extended periods without Ashley making much effort to be present in their daily lives. Zoe described times when family members had to step in to provide basic necessities and emotional support to the children, filling the gaps left by Ashley's absence. This wasn't just an isolated claim. Zoe said there had been multiple CPS reports filed against Ashley over the year, raising concerns about neglect and instability. Allegedly, some of these reports stemmed from Ashley's lifestyle choices, which included late nights of partying, engaging in online drama, and prioritizing relationships over her role as a mother. The internet has long speculated about Ashley's parenting, with many noting how she frequently seemed more invested in maintaining her social media presence than in being an active parent. Zoe's perspective added weight to these ongoing conversations, making it clear that the issues surrounding Ashley's parenting weren't just rumors. They had real consequences for her children's well-being. After Zoe's revelation, Ashley wasted no time firing back. She claimed that her divorce from Isaiah had happened 4 years ago, in 2021, and that she hadn't even spoken to Zoe since then. She accused Zoe of clout chasing and trying to get attention by bringing up old drama. But what caught people off guard was Ashley's admission she still loved Isaiah. Ashley insisted that she never wanted the divorce in the first place. She claimed that she had been sober for 2 years while with Isaiah but relapsed after their split. She even shared old pictures of herself crying after the divorce, seemingly trying to gain sympathy. She went on to say that Isaiah had been the one and only person who truly understood her, and losing him had sent her into a downward spiral.
Like now the victim family speaking out, it's just annoying. It's annoying on my part because it's like now they're trying to get clout for what? Like, not that they're trying to use their dad as an excuse, but it's the fact that like nobody knew who they were. Nobody knew who his victim's family was. And it's like now they want to speak out.
Ashley also alleged that the divorce was forced upon her and that she had been pressured into signing the papers. She described how she had tried to fight for the relationship, but external forces, possibly including Zoe, had made it impossible for them to stay together. She even hinted that she believed Zoe had a personal vendetta against her, suggesting that Zoe's interference played a bigger role in the breakup than people realized. But people weren't buying it. Many saw this as yet another instance of Ashley playing the victim instead of taking accountability for her actions. They pointed out how Ashley had already moved on multiple times since Isaiah, yet she continued to bring up their relationship as if it had just ended. Some even speculated that Ashley's claims of still loving Isaiah were just another way to stay relevant in the ongoing drama. As if things weren't chaotic enough, Ashley was also dealing with another situation: her involvement with Jesse, one of her former incarcerated boyfriends. Ashley expressed mixed feelings about reconnecting with Jesse. She admitted that she hadn't gotten closure from their relationship and wanted to confront him about the past. She described their connection as intense but toxic, claiming that Jesse had played with her emotions before but she still felt drawn to him. She responded that she needed to see him one more time to address unresolved feelings. But while Ashley was debating whether to see him, Jesse was already talking about her on social media. He was capitalizing on the drama, making bold claims about their relationship and stirring up speculation. Jesse began using Ashley's name for clout, trash-talking her on TikTok Live. He went as far as making comments about her personal hygiene, mocking her publicly, and insinuating that she was desperate for his attention. He exaggerated their past interactions, making it seem as if Ashley had been chasing after him obsessively. Despite all this, Ashley was still considering meeting up with him. She justified it by saying she wanted to clear the air, but those close to her feared she was falling into the old pattern, seeking validation from someone who had already shown he had no respect for her. Even her audience started questioning whether she was making another self-destructive decision. But Ashley insisted that she was in control of the situation. Only time will tell if she was right. Ashley seems to be trapped in an endless cycle of drama, bad relationships, questionable choices. Whether it's her feud with Zoe, her failed marriages, or her unhealthy relationships with incarcerated men, she keeps finding herself in messy situations. The question now is, does she even realize the damage she's doing to herself and those around her? Her audience seems to be entertained by the train wreck, but at what cost? Has Ashley completely lost sight of reality in her pursuit of social media relevance? One thing is certain, Ashley Trevino's story is far from over. The tell-all war between her and Zoe might not be finished yet, and only time will tell if Ashley will ever step away from the chaos. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think Ashley will ever change? Will Zoe come back or with even more receipts? And what about Jesse? Will Ashley finally see him for what he really is? Drop your comments below, like and subscribe to keep up with all the updates on this unfolding drama.